UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. This is our weekly UFO update. This was on Tucker Carlson. We kind of covered this a little bit last week, but now it's sort of breaking news. Reported 1945 UFO sighting to be investigated by the United States government. It's basically they're saying Roswell before Roswell, an avocado-shaped object allegedly crashed in New Mexico 78 years ago. Very interesting. We'll get into that, of course, and so much more. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor. And I want you to know something, folks. I take it every day. I believe in it. I think it's helping me, and I believe it'll help you too. We'll see you on the other side. Folks, if you started to notice an increase in the appearance of wrinkles, fine lines, bags under your eyes, or other usual signs of aging, it might be more than just stress from the new year. Your collagen levels could be low. As you've gotten older, you may also found that your nails are more brittle, hair is thinner, and skin isn't as strong, which can be related to declining collagen production. Folks, this stuff works, and I want you to try it as well and experience the amazing effects it's had on me. Get a bag today for 51% off, plus receive several free bonuses before their New Year sale ends by going to healthwithla.com. That's healthwithla.com, and get ready to look your best in 2023. So what's amazing about this, and this is, in my opinion, another rung on the disclosure ladder. And before I get into this, I will be at the Georgetown conference. It's just yours truly speaking. I'm the only speaker there. I'll speak Friday night and then twice on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. Then we'll probably do a Q&A after that. I'm really looking forward to seeing some old friends, meeting some new friends, making some new friends. One individual in particular, Mike Hamilton, and his lovely wife. I've never met them, but we FaceTime, we communicate almost daily, and he's going to be driving up from West Texas. So I'm really anxious to meet Mike and his lovely bride and just maybe go out for dinner and you know, chat it up. And it's always good face to face and shaking someone's hand. I mean, there's something about that's instead of the little bump that we've learned to do. But it's just wonderful. But I digress. But I will be there this coming Friday. Also, the Prophecy Watchers Conference, that is the gathering of our tribe. That's it. That's the gathering of our tribe. Orlando, check it out. ProphecyWatchers.com, ProphecyWatchers.com. Tell them L.A. Marzulli sent you over. I'll be speaking twice at that conference. So, and lots of new material there too. So let's get into it. Did aliens come to Earth in 1945? Stop the presses. Why are we even discussing this? I mean, surely you have to come to grips with the fact that they are leeching this out. And guess who the head leech is, if I can use that word, and I don't mean it derogatorily, but it sounds like that right there, Nick Pope. He's the guy. He's the guy who's anointed, who's chosen. He's on all the networks. There are other people, there's like myself. I could be talking about all this, but no, it's Nick Pope. Nick Pope is the anointed one. He's on all networks all the time, and he leaches out the information. And he seems to know a lot about everything. I actually talked to elder brother Gary Stearman about this a couple of days ago, right after this came out on Tucker Carlson. And Gary and I both concur completely that whatever is going on here, Pope is the one to watch. Pope is sort of handpicked, and you can see it in his countenance here. He looks a little thread-worn. He looks a little tired. So it's very interesting. I've interviewed him at the 2019 UFO conference up in Big Bear. It was the last conference before the whole COVID thing hit. And I interviewed Nick, and it was a great interview. I've never done anything with it. It will be in one of our future films on UFOs, but I digress. But I found him incredibly knowledgeable, very articulate. He's got like a computer type mind, like Derek Gilbert, like Dr. Mike Heiser, like Gary Stearman, like Mondo Gonzalez. Not so much me, but these guys are in a different class. And Nick Pope is pretty amazing. So circling back, did aliens come to Earth in 1945? And of course, what they're trying to say is that something happened, an event happened before Roswell. what I want, and we'll just go through this. These are some of the clips. Reported 1945 UFO sighting, Roswell before Roswell. This is a great graphic, by the way, DC, and that, of course, is one of the UFOs films that was released. You can see the object right there, a tic-tac shaped object, and then it descends into the water and vanishes from sight. So all this is being released, but this new bill requires the Defense Department to review historical documents relating to a 1945 UFO. So in that document, this new organization, this new branch of investigative reporting, or whatever you want to say it, an arrow in the government, this new government agency, that would be the correct way to say it, I suppose. They're saying that anybody from 1945 to the present day who signed a non-disclosure agreement or was sworn to secrecy under all sorts of penalties, whether it's be financial or jail time or whatever, it's okay. Come forward. Tell us what you know. There is a new sheriff in town. There is a new breed of men and women who are unveiling the so-called extraterrestrial presence. I cannot stress this enough. In my opinion, this is the coming great deception. And tomorrow on Questions with LA, I'll delve into that because someone was asking me. Several people asked about the coming great deception, and I will get into that. I have a completely different perspective on the UFO phenomenon than someone like Nick Pope. And in fact, when we were talking, I was referencing biblical passages. Pope knew those passages. In fact, he quoted back to me, oh, that's Ephesians chapter 2. I was taken aback by that. I had no idea that Pope was schooled in the biblical narrative, but he is. Absolutely. So I think he's handpicked. I really do. I think he's been placed there for a variety of reasons, but you always notice that they defer back to Pope, and Pope weighs in all this. So what's amazing about this, the story is an avocado-shaped disc crashed in New Mexico before Roswell. Why is this happening? The late David Flynn talked about this, and we're actually covering some of it, shameless plug, in our new film, which we should wrap up today. I'm looking at the edit booth right over there. And our good friend Gil Zimmerman, who's assisting us now, he's been on 2, 3, 4, and now this one, number 5. So Gil's a great asset to what we do. He's a director, worked at Disney, DreamWorks for like 30 years. So he really knows the in and outs of filmmaking, and he's been polishing. It's because I do the rough cut as a director. I can only do so much, and then I need another set of eyes. And that's when Gil comes in, and he shoots the clothes with his camera, and we go tramping around Ohio and different parts of the planet, and we film together now. So it's becoming a partnership is what I'm trying to get at. So anyway, what I find interesting here is in our new film, On Crop Circles, the late David Flynn talked about the connection between the crabwood glyph, and maybe John Adam can go type that in and show you what that looks like. I don't have it here on my PowerPoint, but there is a relationship between crabwood and Roswell, New Mexico. And I remember talking to the late David Flynn about this. It was deliberate. It was a deliberate crash, in my opinion. So there you go. And I just find it incredibly interesting that this is where we are. This is disclosure. They are rolling it out. They're doing it slowly, but this, I believe, is another rung on the ladder of disclosure. Many believers think a UFO visited a part of New Mexico where an atomic bomb went off. In both of our films, number 4 and number 5, we talk about the connection to these intercontinental ballistic sites. And we interviewed Robert Salas in our Watchers series, and Salas we broke that story. We Watchers. We broke the story. The late Richard Shaw and I broke that story. We were the ones who went to Robert Salas. We met him at a UFO conference, and he said, I won't come on the record unless I have final say and approval of the edit. We said, sure, come on. And when Richard was done, the rough cut, basically the final cut, he sent it over to Salas, and Salas went, looks really good, guys, go with it. Since then, he's been on Ancient Aliens and all different shows. But we broke that story. Anyway, folks, if you have not seen number 4, Exposing the Dragon's Dark Secrets, it's a must-see. I will be talking about this and so much more once again this coming Friday. So it's coming up tomorrow. We are on a plane to Georgetown, Texas. Really looking forward to that. And just remember, folks, that The UFO phenomenon is real. It's burgeoning and not going away. And our films, we're the only Christian ministry that I'm aware of. Now, there might be others out there who are doing it. We have 4 films that have been released. Number 5 will be released probably in a couple of weeks. We will do a pre-sale like we always do. And we're calling it Crop Circles, Exposing the Secret Language of the Dragon. That's the subtitle. Anyway, folks, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with questions for L.A. Marzulli. I am your intrepid host. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away.